Hey, welcome to the Drep and Stone podcast, a podcast where two friends raise a glass and have a conversation. I'm Nick.
And I'm Kyle.
Kyle, do you want to raise a glass and have a conversation?
Sounds like a great idea.
Cool.
Why have we never thought of that?
We have for 200 and almost 90 episodes.
Oh.
It's the tagline. It's the intro line, man.
That's true. It is, yeah.
You know what we need to think about?
What's that?
All of our friends who are listening along with us.
Yeah, raising their glasses and listening to our conversation.
Right. I suggest that we suggest to them that they drink something delicious. What do you think?
Just whatever you're drinking.
Yeah. Drink it along with us.
Dr. Pepper?
And just, cover all the bases, Kyle, here at the top of the episode.
Yep.
We'd love it if you support the podcast. You can do so in a myriad, a plethora, an innumerable number of ways.
A lot.
Exactly. Yeah. You can rate Drep and Stone wherever it is you find great podcasts like this one. You can financially support us through our Patreon page. That's patreon.com/Drep and Stone. And you can tell someone about Drep and Stone.
Man, all good ways.
You know what? I'm going to add one more.
What's that?
You can find us on Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, basically every social media platform, and find a lot of cool videos that we're doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
A little bit of posts.
All good times.
Some drinks.
Yeah, recommendations.
Travel stuff.
Bottle kills.
Delicious.
Good stuff.
So just come find us there.
Yeah, just do that thing.
We'll wait for you. Nah, we're not. We're gonna get the episode started. We wouldn't know anyway, right?
I don't think so. I don't think we get notifications on that.
No, I don't think we do either.
I'd set it up though.
No, I have all notifications turned off. I don't want notifications of anything. Yeah.
All right.
Because there are so many people liking and commenting and sharing things that it would just be constant buzzing and vibrating in my pocket.
Yep.
And that sounds great, but no, don't want any of that. Kyle, can we drink something?
Yeah.
Okay. What are we drinking this week?
I brought over a bottle of Maker's Mark.
Oh, I like Maker's Mark. Just regular Maker's Mark.
Now this is a special bottle.
I like special bottles.
Yeah, this is the Lost Recipe series.
No, it's right here.
Well, I mean, we found it, but it was lost.
It was.
Or I guess Maker's Mark found it. But yeah, no, this is the Lost Recipe
lost it,
series.
but we found it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Came out last year.
Oh.
This is the first edition. Yeah, it was released in 2024.
Oh, that's so long ago.
I know.
Feels like 3-4 months ago.
This one was called the Mocha.
Ooh.
With some chocolatey accented notes on that sweet bourbon.
Okay. I'm for it.
At least that's the rumor anyway.
So Maker's Mark, at some point, maybe was it 2019, 2020? They started releasing all these kind of stave things.
Yep.
And it might even be earlier than that. That's just when it became that I knew.
Came highly sought after.
Correct.
Yeah.
And so what they would do, from my understanding, is that they would take different staves and they would put those staves in their barrels already of Maker's Mark, or somehow they would put these within the liquid that then becomes the bottle of Maker's Mark.
Yeah, I think it was a finishing thing.
Yeah, that's right. It was a finishing thing.
Yeah.
I
think anybody could do it, if you had the right cash flow.
Oh,
you could go to Maker's Mark and you could choose from their staves.
Sure.
The information that they give you says that there's over 1,001 combinations.
There you go.
Of staves that you can create your own recipe.
And I know around here anyway that some of the big box stores just jumped in that real hard.
Yeah.
Because you would find bottles of Maker's Mark with crazy names like the Cinnamon Bun Cigar Blend,
right?
Things like that, and it's what?
Yeah.
So this idea has been around for quite some time. So what makes the Lost Recipe series different? Do we know?
Well, I can read you the bottle words, and maybe that would give us some highlighted information.
Do it.
At Maker's Mark, we created a proprietary wood finishing process to explore unique expressions of our signature bourbon, originally crafted by my grandparents in 1953. I mean, this is not me speaking. This is bottle words.
Okay.
For years, our private selection program has allowed our closest friends and family to create their own version of Maker's Mark by developing a custom barrel recipe with 10 hand-selected wood staves.
Gotcha.
After retiring our first stave, we were curious to see if there were any hidden gems that were never found among the 1,001 possible recipe combinations. The Lost Recipe series shares these unique recipes that have never been tasted before and that will never be made again, each crafted and retired with a retired stave from our private selection archives.
That's what I wanted to know.
Yeah, we hope you enjoy this special find as much as we do.
Okay, so it's basically the same idea, but these are things that were lost and you're never going to get them again until we find another one in the back of the warehouse in the corner.
Yeah. Whoa. There happens to be another one over there.
Put it on auction.
And so this unique one, it says it's the first release in the Lost Recipe series, features the return of the roasted French mocha stave.
Ooh.
For layers of dark chocolate and buttery pastry and notes of baked apple.
What happens if we get none of that?
Then they're full of stuff.
Okay.
Roasted French mocha.
I'm for it. Let's try it.
Okay.
I guess, huh?
Yeah, it's real cork. How about that?
Yeah, I like that. Okay.
I'm trying to think. What there's like a Maker's Mark. It was well known for a ad slogan that they had back in like the 80s. Something about like is because they were pricing themselves above everybody else at the time. It tastes expensive, and it is.
That was their slogan?
Yeah. I remember reading like a whole story about Maker's Mark of like in like the later 80s, I think it was like early 90s, like when bourbon was like at its low point kind of a thing. And they were trying to like at that point in time, like every other bourbon was like $10 a bottle kind of a thing. And they were trying to like do something different. And obviously like famously Maker's Mark is a wheated bourbon. So they were trying to play into like the still like that was where the market was going and trying to make a sweeter, more palatable bourbon. And they priced themselves much higher than everybody else at the time, trying to achieve some sort of, to get bourbon out of this like bottom shelf place within the liquor community. And that was the way they kind of they were trying to market it as a more exclusive drink,
because it is.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's expensive. It tastes expensive because it is. And it's just so funny that they would just say that.
That's their thing.
That was their slogan.
Maker's Mark. We're not $10. We're $20.
Yeah.
All right. Look at the color on this thing, man. Like it's a nice like burnt umber.
Sure.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Okay. Because burnt skin is like dark, right?
It's the other way around.
Okay.
Orangey.
Yeah. Well, I tried.
Yeah, no, you're right there.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I just like the verbiage. Even if it's not accurate.
You're wrong.
I appreciate the effort.
Oh, buddy. It smells like a bourbon.
Yeah, it does.
Like I don't rarely do I love agreeing with bottle words.
Right.
But like dude, there's some chocolate like malt chocolate on that nose.
Yeah. Dark chocolate.
It reminds me of like Easter bunny chocolate.
Sure.
I recognize like we're just in the spring season, but like it's chocolate, but it's chocolate that would melt very quickly.
Oddly enough, to me, it smells like chocolate from like last Easter's chocolate basket. Sure. It's like old chocolate.
Old chocolate mixed with like that grass stuff.
Yeah, it's not fresh chocolate. It's old.
It's chocolate in the that cellophane package.
It's like, you found Easter candy in like October. And you open it up and you're like, it's got that white powder on it.
Yeah,
like,
that waxy.
I don't know if I should eat this. It still smells like chocolate.
Oh, yeah.
And that's kind of what I get.
Yeah. I don't like, everything we're saying is kind of.
Because this chocolate's been sitting in a barrel for
that's exactly
at least 5 years probably.
I like that nose because like it's the sweet of the bourbon and then there's like just something there.
Yeah.
Something chocolatey.
Something chocolatey covered.
Yeah.
A little fruity.
It reminds me of the robin's eggs.
Yeah. It may, yeah. That malty chocolate.
Malty chocolate.
And then just subtle cherry cordial.
Yep.
I get that dusty, weedy note on there.
Yeah. Like a box of Cheerios that's been open for a minute.
Yeah. Some chocolate fruity pebbles.
Oh, that's not bad. Yeah, you had those chocolate Cheerios? I bet you that's what this smells like.
Yeah, I'm sure it probably does, yeah.
It reminds me of a bookshop where it's like a bookshop, coffee shop combination. And like you walked into the bookstore, like the used bookstore, and like you smell the coffee smells, although like you're not in the main cafe. You know what I'm talking about? Like you ever been in a situation like that? Or like maybe there's like a cafe next door connected to the bookshop or whatever.
Right.
That's what I'm getting, just with a little bit of chocolate.
Yep.
It's great nose.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very unique and it's I like that aspect of it.
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't remind me of any other whiskey that I've ever had.
Your bottle here says it's got 1 baked American pure 2 stave, 3 seared French cuvee staves, and 6 roasted French mocha staves.
Well, there you go.
All right. Shall we?
Yep.
Oh, that's got a little proof.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was that? 111?
0.9.
Oh,
Almost 112.
I already looked at the bottle. I'm good. I'm not that good.
Delightfully sweet.
Oh, but it's got. Okay, I'm good. I got a bit of a hug.
Okay, that's fine.
Sorry, what did you say? I was having a problem.
Delightfully sweet.
Oh,
it is
yeah.
sweet.
What I like is it's not saccharine sweet. Like it's not a
Yeah, it doesn't feel artificial.
right. It feels like there's depth to that sweet.
Yeah, but palate matches pretty well with the nose.
Agreed.
Like a lot of chocolate.
Yep.
Some fruity notes. Like I would lean more cherry than apple, personally. But like
Interesting.
maybe even more like kind of in the area of like stone fruit, of like maybe some
peach,
plummy?
nectarine, plum. Oh, okay, yeah,
kind of plummy.
yeah. It reminds me of like a chocolate cake, but there's some sort of like fruit jelly in that cake.
Yeah.
You know, like a chocolate filled donut or something like, or a jelly filled chocolate donut or something like that.
Yeah.
I can't place the fruit exactly because it was cherry on the nose, but I don't feel like it's very cherry on the palate.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I could go like fancy cherry.
Okay,
What is it?
Luxardos.
Yeah. I feel like I could go in like that range, like dark
yeah.
end of an old fashioned.
Is it? What is the? It's not German chocolate cake. German chocolate cake has the coconut. What's the other one? Is it Black Forest?
Forest?
Yeah, has the cherry.
Maybe.
Maybe I'm just botching that, but that's what it reminds me of. Like,
No,
like
I mean,
that
I know what
kind
you're
of,
talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that kind of thing.
Yeah. Like
But
it's like a dark fruit sweet. Yeah.
It's
no, I
also
totally
like I'm getting this weird like minty note, but like a Listerine minty. And maybe
agree.
it's just
Herbally?
like no, like that classic like full strength Listerine. Cool mint Listerine.
I can't follow you down that path.
I mean, it's not like really pronounced, but it's like, okay, get out of the way. Oh, here's a bitter, and then cool mint Listerine.
Yeah, no, mine after the chocolate and the fruit note subsides, like it settles more into just like the weeded bourbon general area.
I'm getting a lot of wood bitter, like back palate, like my Adam's apple area, like like a lot of.
That is the way back of the palate.
Oh yeah,
Man. Damn.
don't see no sunlight back there.
Palate goes way back there. Shit.
That's what I feel like.
You're
That's what I
off,
feel.
you're off the back porch and in the backyard. You're up against the fence back there.
No, but like it's in the throat where I'm getting some like
Those mentholy notes? Or the
no the
menthol, but
the
bitter.
the bitter, and it's very distinctly wood bitter.
Interesting.
You know, like after you've had a popsicle and like, what are you gonna do?
That stick.
Correct. After you've read the dad joke that's on it, you're gonna just keep that thing in your mouth. That's kind of what it feels like. Yeah, man, that is interesting.
Yeah, I really like it.
Yeah,
Ever since I opened that bottle, I thought that was a good find. Yeah, I think it's very unique.
yeah.
Doesn't really remind me of anything, and I think it's pretty damn good.
Okay, I'm gonna disagree with you. That doesn't remind me of anything. It is very clearly Maker's Mark to me. Like if you were to give this to me, would I be able to say like, no, absolutely, it's Maker's Mark. But if you were to say this is a Maker's Mark product, it feels very weedy. It feels very sweet and like I can
Stavy
tell.
forward.
Right,
I got you.
I can tell that it's there.
Yeah.
But then you say like, nah, but there's some different stuff. Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't disagree with what you're saying. Like, it is very weeded.
Yeah.
And, like, yeah, I think you would be able to just kind of identify that as, like, yeah, that tastes like one of those Maker's Mark stave projects.
Correct.
Sure.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, I don't disagree.
Yeah, it's a good product. I'm often not disappointed by Maker's Mark.
Yeah, I can't think of really ever having Maker's Mark and just being like, that was off.
Yeah. To be fair, I don't think I've had the 46, or at least I haven't had a bottle of the 46. So I've not sat with one. But the products that I've had, I think they're all solid.
I've had a 300, I think, of the 46.
Yeah.
Way back.
Yeah.
Like pre Dreppenstone.
Yeah. There was a pre-Dreppen Stone?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's hard to remember.
Yeah,
But
I was going to say, I don't remember it.
there was a time. Good stuff. Thanks, Maker's Mark.
All right, Cal, now that we have a great pour, what would you like to talk about this week?
Let's discuss our recent travels.
Sure, I love
Like
traveling.
we like to do. It was spring break.
It was spring break.
Yeah, we just broke the whole spring wide open.
Spring's done. The spring done broke.
Yeah, been broke and wide open. And we did some traveling.
We did some traveling. We did not, however, travel together.
No.
No, we both we went our separate ways. We said we cried, and we said we'll see each other soon. And we both went on different trips.
Indeed, we did.
You want to start first? You want me to start first?
Doesn't matter. Let's go at the same time.
Okay.
All right. So
I went to.
No, we should. You go ahead. You start.
Okay.
Hit me with it. What'd you do?
Well, I went to a little city in Tennessee called Nashville.
Oh yeah, the smallest of the cities in Tennessee.
Correct. Yeah. I've been to Nashville before. My first trip to Nashville, I was kind of like going back through my notes because I usually take notes the cities I visit. And the first trip was in 2016. So it's been almost 10 years since I've been to Nashville. And our first trip to Nashville, I really enjoyed it. We drove, though. So this time we did not drive to Nashville. We flew, which was fantastic. It was a great flight. It's like from Tampa. It's like an hour and a half flight.
Yep.
It's great.
Yeah.
Flew into Nashville. The weather was just perfect. It did rain like one evening, but the weather was incredible.
Nice.
Yeah. You've been to Nashville, right?
Yeah, time or two.
Yeah. It's one of those, man, like I'm on record of I do not like Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
I know that we have a lot of listeners in Atlanta. Like I know that, people love Atlanta. I am not a fan of Atlanta.
Yeah. But
Nashville is one of those cities that I think is such a weird melting pot of different things that it works. And I like it. I like visiting there.
Yeah, I haven't really visited Nashville as a tourist there to see Nashville.
Yeah.
Like the last time I was in Nashville wasn't really that long ago, but we went at New Year's.
Right.
We were there for like 2 nights. Honestly, maybe even just 1 night. But we were there for a very short amount of time, and we were just there doing holiday stuff. So we really didn't do anything like Nashville specific to really get like the vibe of the city or anything like that. And we were kind of in and out real quick. I mean, we did Opryland and we did all that stuff, but not even really. It's not even fair that we did all that stuff. We went and looked at Christmas lights, and that was about it.
Yeah.
But I did get some nice bourbon up there. But I've never visited it as an adult to like visit the city.
Yeah.
Which is, I assume, what y'all kind of did.
Yeah, and as being the foodies, if you will, that we are, Carol mapped out a bunch of like really cool places. And
how long were y'all up there?
We were there Tuesday through Saturday. So a good amount of time.
Good chunk.
Yeah, and I could always cut a day and I'd probably be just fine. But Tuesday through Saturday, we got there early Tuesday morning and basically like beelined it for a breakfast spot, and we were there all day.
Yep.
Not at the breakfast spot, but we were there. We had we're just there all day at the breakfast place.
That was a hell of a huddle house.
It's the South. It's a Waffle House or it's a Cracker Barrel, man. Come on.
We got huddle houses in the South.
Yeah, I know. Do we?
I think so.
I ain't seen a huddle house in a minute. Anyway. So we had all day Tuesday. You gotta look it up. We had all day Tuesday, and then we left late afternoon, early evening on Saturday. So we had a good chunk of time, but found a lot of really cool restaurants. Ate some really good food. Obviously, you go to Nashville, you gotta get some hot chicken, and there's huddle houses everywhere. You got to get hot chicken, and our favorite hot chicken place is called Hattie B's, and it's just great hot chicken, man.
Like your favorite place based off of this trip?
Based off the last trip too. Like we went to Hattie B's last trip and just loved the experience. The chicken was great, so did
nice
the thing
and hot.
again. Yeah, we actually did it twice.
Nice.
Yeah,
Wow.
I know. And their medium is the right amount of spice.
Gotcha.
It's got some.
Now, how many hot chicken places have you tried?
I would say a fair number. Like I don't know. Like,
well, I mean, it's
okay.
Nashville hot
Right,
chicken. So
right.
I feel like to really staple yourself down to this is
Like,
our
this is
spot.
the one that I like,
feel
yeah.
you've got to try at least 4 or 5 different places.
Okay, so that's a good point. So maybe 3 or so, or like chicken from like Nashville, and they call it Nashville.
Oh,
hot
right,
chicken.
right.
Like this is maybe not a chicken place,
Right.
But yeah, maybe 3 or 4 places. But then like, hot chicken around here too.
Right.
I had a couple places here. So like, did I hit every Nashville hot chicken place? No. And I'm sure that there's someone like, dude, like that's not the one to go to. But
Well, I'm not necessarily saying that. To me, it's more like if you go up to find the best Philly cheesesteak.
Oh, right,
It's
right.
like there's those two places.
yeah, Pat's and Geno's.
Yeah, where you gotta like do the thing
Yeah.
and try those two places. I didn't know if like Nashville hot chicken was like that style of like, all right, if you're gonna go pick the best one, you need to try it from here, here, and here.
Yeah, there is, and there's a place called Prince's, and then there's Hattie B's, and there was one other that like those are like the ones that kind of compete,
Right.
But we were never near a Prince's. Prince's used to have like an old location, and we didn't go, and I wanted to go this time, and we were never in the spot to do it.
Right.
But found a lot of really cool, like there's this breakfast taco place, which is fantastic. Got a lot of good bagels, had some Southern food, went down to this place called the Loveless Cafe. It's in like an old,
Patty run it?
Patty Loveless? I don't think so. It's in like this old motor coach kind of place, right off the Natchez Trace. And it's Southern food. And I got chicken livers and some mac and cheese and some collard greens. And oh man, I was in heaven. It was
stuff.
so good. So good. They had the worst banana pudding I've ever had in my life. Sorry, Loveless Cafe. Your chicken was fantastic. Your experience with your banana pudding is trash.
Atrocious.
Dude, it was like banana pudding with like pound cake. It was like there's
Like a trifle?
Yeah, kinda.
Huh.
It was bizarre. It was weird.
What are y'all doing?
Yeah, I didn't get it. It was gross. And
You didn't get it?
no, I did get it, but I don't get it.
Oh,
Like,
I got you.
They're
I see
like,
what
yeah,
you're
yeah, this is our like most famous dessert. I'm like, why?
Full of crap.
Yeah, it's not good.
Y'all lying to yourself.
There's a vineyard outside of Nashville. Went to the vineyard. We actually went twice because it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful location. Got a bottle of wine. Just sat out there, listened to some music.
Yep.
We actually went to a Nashville Predators game. That's their hockey team.
Cool.
It was a lot of fun. We sat pretty close to the ice. Our hockey team here in Tampa.
They were there?
No, they weren't there. We watched the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and I screamed "Flying V" the whole
Right.
time, and nobody did nothing. But our local hockey team, we love the Tampa Bay Lightning, but like their tickets are expensive, man. We got tickets for the Nashville Predators game. Those tickets were like $90 a piece and like 10 rows from the ice. If we were to do that here in Tampa, those would be like $300 tickets. So I was for it.
Right.
And it was a lot of fun.
Cool.
We did do Broadway, which is like the bar area. We went to Friends in Low Places, which is Garth Brooks's bar, because Carol loves Garth. It was actually a lot of fun.
Why is it not called the Oasis?
That's a good question.
Probably
Yeah, probably.
somebody already got the
You done
copyright
messed up
on it
there,
or something.
Garth. Bought a $9 12-ounce beer from Garth. And then we went across the street to this place called the Second Fiddle. So, I'm not a big like bar kind of hopping person.
Right.
I'm a big hopping person, but I'm not like a big bar hopping.
Bar
person.
hop.
You get correct.
I like to grow roots.
Correct.
Find a nice spot and just
This is where I am.
here we are.
So Carol wanted to do the whole walk up and down the bar scenes. I was like, cool, let's do it. We'll take an afternoon. We did it. And so we started in one place, went, did a little bit of bar hopping, and we landed in this place called the Second Fiddle. And the reason why is because there was a fiddle player, and the dude was just fantastic. Like, I know nothing about playing the fiddle, but he was so good. So we went in there and just sat down, ordered a couple beers, and we're watching this band play. And the lead singer's like, so, as professional musicians, like, we sometimes have no idea who we're playing with. And that's the case today. Like, I just met these guys 5 minutes before we started playing. I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like, you guys are musicians.
Right.
The fact that, like,
You can just sit down and jam,
yeah, and it's going to sound great.
feed off each other.
And I think the guy's name was Dave, the fiddle player. And he's like, and Dave here just got in from Quebec. And
Wow.
And everyone's like, what? And I'm sure,
Y'all got fiddles in Quebec?
right. Well, I'm
You
sure,
mean a violin?
I'm sure the majority of the bar went, where's Quebec?
Is that in Mississippi?
Right. Sorry, Nashville.
Quebec, Mississippi.
Anyway, and so he like handed over the mic to Dave, and Dave's like, yeah, I don't really speak well. So like my accent, I don't speak well. But the dude just ripped on the fiddle. Like, it was so good. So of course,
He rosined up that bow.
oh yeah, speaking of which, somebody, as you do, you can request songs. Somebody requested Devil Went Down in Georgia. I don't know if this is complete bullshit or not, but the guy who was the lead singer was like, okay, we can play this, but there's some stipulations. And I was like, oh my God, okay. Guy's like, all right, so the stipulation is any bar you walk into in Nashville will play this, but or any band in a bar will play this, but it's a $100 song. And I'm like, what? Like, y'all are going to charge $100 to play Devil Went Down to Georgia. I was like, okay, cool. I'm not paying you nothing. Like, I'm just here
looking around at everybody. Like, well, if y'all want to hear it, so I'm fine with whatever they
I look
play.
in the back and like, dude, there's a group of about 20 retirees back there. I'm like, y'all gonna
from Macon.
y'all gonna load this up. And sure enough, man, like 2 songs later, guys like, all right, everybody, so we got our $100 for Devil Went Down to Georgia. Y'all ready? I'm like, if this isn't good, like you're gonna have a whole bar pissed at you. And dude, it was like I saw Charlie Daniels at the Grand Ole Opry when I was there in 2016, and so I'm ready for an experience.
Right.
And they killed it.
Awesome.
It was so damn good. Like he's doing the like the rosin up his bow and like just doing little things, and then like dude sets this fiddle on fire.
That's
it
cool.
was so good.
Yeah.
And then I like kind of turn around to the retirees. I'm like, yeah, that was worth $100 for sure.
Appreciate it, folks.
Yeah, exactly.
Y'all can go back to Savannah. Mission accomplished.
Right. Paid for my $9 beer and I got out of it. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, especially just driving around that area, man. If you ever get a chance to go back, just the drive in the 20 miles around Nashville was just so pretty.
Oh yeah, I mean that's how we get there.
Mm-hmm.
Just driving up
there.
You ever been to Franklin?
Yeah.
Beautiful town.
Yeah, beautiful
just
town.
Out, like picturesque.
Yeah, it's and that's we drove out to Franklin a couple times. We drove out to there's another couple little towns out there around there, and man, it was so pretty.
Yeah,
and especially the time of year, the highs were in like the high 60s, and it was just gorgeous. Sit outside and have a drink and just go to town. It was so good.
Cool.
What about you? What did you do spring break?
My sister and I, for my mother's birthday, she had a big generational milestone birthday this year, so wanted to do something special, and she'd never been to New York, so we packed her up and we took her up to the big city.
Wow.
To the Big Apple, spent a few nights there, and then went on up to
that's gotta be jarring. Like your mom's never been to New York.
Nope.
Wow.
Yeah, no, like never been to New York. Probably like, Atlanta's probably the biggest city she's ever been to and spent time in, and that was decades ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, we went up to New York and then went on up to Niagara Falls.
Oh, that's cool.
For a couple of nights.
Tell me about New York. What you think?
We did a lot of amazing things. Like,
I mean, I'm sure you did like a lot of touristy stuff because she's never been, right?
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, we hit up all the touristy stuff. We stayed right on Broadway.
Nice.
Just like 2 blocks from Times Square. But so we did like Rockefeller Center. We did it was really cool. We did St. Patrick's Cathedral on St. Patrick's Day.
Oh man, was it?
I expected it to be just absolutely packed, but it wasn't. Like it was totally just kind of like a normal day. But that was like I was like, we've got to go over there. Like how many times can you say that you had the opportunity to go to St. Patrick's Cathedral on St. Patrick's Day? So we did. We went and did that, and then we did a Broadway play. We went and saw Chicago.
Oh,
we were like 4th row.
Wow,
like, we were right there. Like it was.
Did you buy tickets ahead of time, or you do the whole
day of
red box thing?
We went to the box office the day of. Ironic story of like we went in, got the tickets, left, was out doing something else, asked my sister a question about the tickets. She pulled them up, realized they were for the wrong day. She immediately went back and was able to like luckily like just essentially get the exact same tickets for the same show just on the right day.
Wow.
So that was a blast. We did Tavern on the Green in Central Park.
Yeah.
We did
a
carriage ride. No, we did. My mother and I both did fish and chips.
Oh, wow.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Like one of the best fish and chip experiences I've ever had in my life.
Wow.
Fantastic.
You've been to London, dude.
I don't think I've ever had fish and chips in London.
What?
Actually. Or if I did, it was like average. Like I've never done them at like a this is the place to do it. Just never like,
yeah,
for whatever reason. By far, like Tavern on the Green was probably like the best meal that we had. But we did Chelsea Market.
Yeah.
My mom's a big seamstress. Like she sews, always has her whole life. So we went down to the garment district, which is just above Chelsea. Went to a bunch of fabric stores, and like it's just like everything else in New York of like you don't realize, like if you've ever been into a sewing shop, I spent 90% of my childhood in sewing shops. It's a very familiar place. Yeah, just like back in that era of like just being mindful and like finding stuff to do. Like you play with like the little strings and zippers and buttons and stuff. Like you find a way to pass the time.
Yeah.
But
so you did that in New York too?
yeah, but like on a level that you just don't realize exists because it's New York. And so like to realize that there are 4 streets of shops that have so much fabric and buttons and zippers just to the point that you just didn't realize that that much could exist was really actually kind of eye-opening and interesting. I had a really like great time at the Starbucks there. It's one of their, I forget what they call it.
The roastery?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But spent a lot of time in there. Had an amazing Boulevardier in there. Did you see the video I sent you?
Yeah, yeah.
That's what that was.
Yeah,
so it was like, it was whiskey poured over coffee grounds.
I've had that, but I've had that at the Empire State one. There's another roastery at the Empire State Building.
Okay, fantastic. And then like got to talking to the bartender. He was a super nice dude. Ended up making me an old fashioned on the side. He's just like asking me like what I normally drink, and we were just like shooting stuff back and forth. And he's like, "You ever tried this?" And I think he actually had he used an Amaro in his along with balsamic vinaigrette. Not vinaigrette.
Balsamic vinegar?
Vinegar.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit. Like, and it added like that savory thing to it. Like it was just enough to like add another layer of depth. It was fantastic.
That's cool.
So good. Yeah. Spent a lot of time there. We did a boat tour where we got to do like a sunset cruise out to the Statue of Liberty.
That like circle line thing?
It was Classic Freight, I think was the name of it.
Yeah, but like it like goes from a spot and like, does it circle Manhattan? Or
it didn't go all the way around Manhattan. Like he said that they did that.
Yeah.
But this was just like a specific sunset cruise that went out to the Statue of Liberty.
That's cool.
We went back up the other side of Manhattan and went underneath the Brooklyn Bridge, but then turned around and then went back and made to the dock at around Chelsea.
Gotcha.
Did a little bit of the High Line. I mean, we did as much as we could. We did MoMA. Like we did everything that we would have liked to have gotten done.
And you were there like 3 weeks?
No, just 3 days. And just was absolutely impressed with how much we were able to get done.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then we went up to Niagara Falls. That was something that the three of us, none of us had ever been to Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
So it was like a new experience. We wanted to try to do something like my sister and I had obviously both been to New York. Mom had never seen it. So we wanted to also try to do something that would be like a brand new experience for the three of us to have together. And that was Niagara Falls. Niagara Falls is beautiful.
Yeah.
Like the falls are incredible. The city of Niagara Falls is disappointing.
I can imagine.
It's caught in like 1990s tourism.
I could
concepts.
100% see that.
You know, it feels like
the Best Western is like the best.
Well, no, like the restaurant. I mean, the hotels are nice. Like I mean, and like we had a great spot. Like I don't know if you've seen my pictures, but like that view looking down the falls was from our room.
Oh wow,
that was not the problem at all. It's just like the town itself, especially like right at the falls, is just very fun town, fun spot.
Yeah,
old town. It's a bunch of like. You know, Rainforest Cafe and gimmicky
kitschy
crap. Just that was all the hype 30 years ago, and it just never aged out of it.
Because like what else other than the falls? What else is around there?
Nothing.
Right.
But we went up to the second day we were there. We got out and drove up to Niagara on the Lakes.
Okay.
Which is north, and it's on the coast. It's on the lake side of Lake Ontario.
Right.
And that little town is absolutely gorgeous. It's like, why are these things not flipped? Like, why is that not closer? But great little town. We had lunch there. We could have spent literally an entire day just walking up and down those streets because it was just this very Stowe. It felt like Stowe, you know, just kind of like the
small town
picturesque.
Yeah.
Had a nice park that we were able to go to, and standing on that shoreline, you could look across and see Toronto.
Oh, wow. That's
cool. Like blew my mind apart because it's the first picture that I ever have taken where you can see the curvature of the earth because you can only see the tops of the buildings. Right. You can't see the bottoms. I was like, that's wild.
No, that doesn't exist, dude. The earth is flat.
I mean, I know, but it's the first time like I saw like in real life
that it was
the
flat.
AI that's faking it. And so we did that. We went back. We went down and got really like right up on the edge of the falls, and that was cool. And then we went out to a winery and did a tasting at the winery, and then had an incredible meal at a place called The Grist.
The Grist?
Yeah, shout out to The Grist.
Wow.
It's a brewery, but also is like an amazing, like, I mean, it's their menu at the place is so large, like for a brewery. Like it just went on and on.
Like a Cheesecake Factory menu?
Yeah, like legit. It was like, I can't believe y'all have all this, but like had the most amazing dessert of my life. We weren't even going to have dessert. And we were
You
just
went
kind
to
of
the Loveless Cafe and had the banana pudding?
we were totally like just not going to do it. But we were like, you know what? This is our last meal. Let's get a dessert and split it. And we got their sticky toffee pudding at recommendation of the server, and a big dollop of ice cream on the side. And like it was funny because like when we ordered it, and she's like, "So y'all need 3?" Kind of joking, and we're like, "No, we're just going to share one." That was a mistake.
She's like,
we should have gotten 3.
You need 3. I'm not. That's not a question.
We would have easily finished all 3 pieces had we did, and they were big. It was a big piece of cake. Oh my god, it was so good. And then had probably the longest travel day of my life.
Ugh.
The next day to come home of like it was partly my decision. Like I wanted us all to meet up at my mom's house and start the vacation there and end the vacation there, and we did that. So we left left Buffalo at 3:45 to get to the airport in time. A.M.
Oh God!
Flew and arrived in Alabama at
direct flight.
No.
Okay.
No. Made it to Alabama by about noon. I think it was like 1:00 maybe. But from there, I immediately got in the car and drove my 12 hours.
You drove to Alabama?
I did.
Oh my God, dude!
I mean, I do it all the time.
I know
it's
that,
not a bad
but like
drive.
no, but like after
a flight,
right?
It's pretty tough.
Yeah.
To just like get off of a plane and immediately walk into your car and drive.
Ugh.
It was tough. It was a long day, but I got it done.
Gross.
Yeah.
I mean, like I'm
definitely the longest travel day of my life.
That sounds like a really fun trip.
Like 2 travel days smashed into one.
It's the worst.
Yeah, no, it was great. We had great weather. Didn't see a drop of rain the whole time we were gone. I'm due for a really bad weather trip at some point in time. Like, I say it all the time because like I've been on so many trips now where I can't remember the last day that like we lost a day due to rain.
Yeah.
Like it's coming.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna get it all in one trip.
Well, so like I literally said the same thing about like these the last couple big trips that we did, and like we were going to countries that are known for that, and like almost every day was gorgeous.
Right.
So I know at some point like we're gonna visit some other country, and it's just gonna be just. Bleh.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll find something to do, but like
hurricane coming through or something. You're just like, well,
here we are.
It's been a great hotel.
Yeah, correct. Man, those are the kind of things that I love about travel. It's like not only experiencing new things, but experiencing new things with people that you love.
Yep.
And that's what it's about.
Yep.
Just taking time, relaxing, having good food, experiencing interesting things, and getting maybe a little lost. Or that's what I love about travel.
Yeah, like that grist restaurant was totally just something that we asked the lady at the winery, like what's a good place around here to eat. She recommended that. We went there, loved it, and it was such a great experience.
Yeah,
and love that kind of stuff. Or you just accidentally happen upon a thing.
Yeah,
like
and that's exactly it.
The night that we did our sunset cruise, when we finished that, we were kind of like, what do we want to eat? And like, we just randomly said, how about Italian? Like we haven't had Italian yet. And so like on our way to the subway stop, we passed an Italian restaurant. Let's give it a shot.
Yep.
We hopped in there. It was great.
It's great.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I ordered a Peroni. Dude poured me a Stella in a Peroni glass. But hey, I don't mind a Stella.
You want me to call Peroni? We'll call him.
I was like, bro, this is not Peroni.
Did you taste it and you're like,
oh yeah, hell yeah. First sip, I was like, this is not Peroni.
Did you say anything to him?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy.
I know you're not that guy. I'd have been like, what are you trying to do to me, sir?
I mean,
I like a Stella, but like, that guy's eyes.
I need a Peroni. This ain't Peroni. But yeah, no, it was great.
Man, it's one of those things. Like I haven't actually traveled since last summer, and usually, like every holiday, we're like, all right,
where
kind of like jonesing, jonesing to go, and we haven't. And this was a good like easy trip because the last couple big trips we've had have either been like, December with you, we went to Asheville, then we went to New York, and then we went turned around and went to Maine, and so like huge. We've traveled so much lately that like an easy trip just renewed my like, okay, yeah,
this is doable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
And I'm really excited for you guys that you got to spend all that time with your mom, and then your mom got to see New York.
New stuff. Like
so cool.
All brand new stuff. Yeah. Good times.
Well, on that note, you got anything else?
No, I think that'll do it.
I really like after we've sat with this, we actually poured another half Glencairn here. I really like this whiskey.
Yeah, like you're saying, like Maker's Mark is just kind of a solid go-to, especially like when you can find these kind of special ones that might have a little added cost.
Yeah.
But like nothing that's like extraordinary. I think this one was like $70.
Yeah, some are better than others, but like they're all up there, man. They're great.
Yeah, haven't had one that I was just kind of like, ooh.
Not yet, but
Yeah,
to
it
be
may
fair,
exist.
like, you know, yeah.
It's hard to fuck up a weeded bourbon. I mean, I'm sure you can. It's also like there's like a million ways to make it good. So
Yeah, that's on our shirt. It's hard to fuck up a weeded bourbon. Well, we'd love to know, what do you think about the new Maker's Mark, the Lost Recipe series?
yeah, this is last year's bottle. I know this year's bottle's also been really highly sought after. I forget the name of it, but have you had that one yet?
Yeah.
Let me know.
And we'd also love to know, did you travel over spring break, or are you about to travel? Because I know spring break, you know, is a little bit different depending on where you are.
And you're making plans right now for your big summer trip.
And that's, yeah, absolutely.
Where are you headed?
I don't know yet. Where are you headed?
No clue.
We got to get on it.
Yeah.
Well, you can get in touch with us through email. It's drepandstone@gmail.com. You can also get in touch with us through social media.
It's always one word, Drep and Stone, D-R-E-P and Stone. You find us out there and, you know, make a little interaction with us and we'll give you a little interaction right back.
Just click that like button, you know, follow, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, spam the hell out of that thing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Oh, even better. Yeah, so good. On that note, hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
May your glass overflow.
And your ass never show. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.